here in upper state New York, 4:59. And I'm just doing a test run to see who's going to come online on the other side of the world. To see if anybody's going to come online on the other side of the world. I've been starting to do my lives about noon Eastern Standard Time to about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm getting about 50 to 100 people. So I'm just going to wait a minute and see if anybody comes on line or joins. Anybody want to talk to me at 5 o'clock in the morning? It's been a minute and 11 seconds. Nobody so far. Oh, there's 2 people just popped in. Hello, whoever you are. I'm just going live at 5 o'clock in the morning where I'm at to see if I can catch some people on the other side of the world, to see if anybody's interested in talking to me this early in the morning. I don't know if you guys can say hello in the chat. Knotted Maine, hi. Oh, Ethan Lakes, hey. Where are you guys from? If you can put the country that you're from and the time that it is there, that would be really cool. Oh, a couple more people popped in. If you guys can put the time where you are. Oh, you're in Missouri. That's it's still late there. Have you even gone to bed yet? Knotted Maine? Or are you just up late? Oh, Ethan, you just woke up too in Pennsylvania. How were your dreams last night? I had amazing dreams last night. I woke up with a song stuck in my head. It was like a Simon and Garfunkel song. 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Okay, I was doing it this early to see if we could catch anybody on the other side of the planet. There are 4 more people in the chat. If you guys, oh, two of them left. This is just an experimental thing. I don't really have anything to talk about. I just wanted to see who was going to come. Oh, there's somebody from Australia. Hello, MCSS4IV. Yes, I was doing this chat to see if I could catch anybody on the other side of the planet. I've had all the things you said by Tatu in my head. I don't know who Tatu is. 9 p.m. in Australia. Hi. Mel? Hi, Mel. Good day, mate. I'm Beth Darling, 9402. Good day. Yes, I was doing a live to see if I could catch anybody on the other side of the planet, and it seems that we've caught a couple of people from Australia or New Zealand or both. Europe, Conscious Choice. Nice to see you. Tattoo, some old European pop band. Oh, cool. So if you guys have any questions, I am here to answer questions. I don't have anything like really prepared. I think the last video that I put up was about 3-Eye Atlas. I don't know if you guys have checked that one out, but I just had more thoughts on that. It seems in my like one-on-ones, people are really struggling with like being targeted, like SSP stuff, and like had implants and dealing with all sorts of stuff like that. I don't know if anybody here has been dealing with that kind of stuff. But there's been a lot of exciting stuff happening in the one-on-one sessions as far as like going down to deep underground military bases through the astral and blowing stuff up. We've been on some pretty cool missions. So we've been getting about 50, 60 to 100 people in the live sessions during the day at 3 a.m. This is just kind of a test. I figured I'd just hop on a live and see how many people show up, because there were a couple of people from the other side of the planet that wanted me to do a live at different times so I could, you know, answer some questions and stuff like that. What time is it with me? It is 5 a.m. here in New York. It is 5 a.m. Ethan says, I got pulled into a room 2 years ago in a waking dream vision about 3-Eye Atlas way before it was spoken about in the mainstream. I went to bed really early though. I've been going to bed around like 7 or 8, and then by the time that I start having my lucid dreams is around midnight, because I've gotten my 4 or 5 hours of sleep before I start doing my lucid dreaming. So I got about 8 or 9 hours of solid sleep last night. Had some amazing dreams. I was in a parallel life where I was a hippie. I was a hippie musician. And the cool thing is that I was able to hear the songs that I was playing. So I woke up with a song in my head. So that was pretty cool. This is the second night in a row that I've woken up with a song in my head. So we have 10 people in the chat. If you have not said in the chat where you're from and what time it is, if you could please do that. This is a test. I'm waking at 4 or 5 every morning with crazy dreams and then can't go back to sleep. A lot of bleed through. Yes, that's what's happening with me too. Definitely. Is there any person claiming to be SSP that I believe? I saw you were critical about JP, who is not a genuine SSP, in my opinion. Okay. Is there any person claiming the SSP that I believe? I mean, Emery Smith, I don't know if you can really classify him as SSP, but he seems pretty convincing. I used to, what's that guy's name? There have to be some there's got to be some authentic, legitimate SSP people out there. You know what I'm saying? As far as like regaining memories is a very tricky subject, as far as the SSP involved thing. But the 20 and back things, these people are having a lot of trauma. So there has to be some legitimacy behind this. I don't know how they're erasing people's memories and stuff. Okay, so Rapiton. I saw you yesterday, Rapiton. Northern Europe, 12:09 a.m. 12 on, yeah, Must be 12:09 p.m. there. So noon in Northern Europe, maybe. Well, it's just right after 11 o'clock in the morning here in the Netherlands. Funny, a hippie musician. Maybe not a hippie, but I do play a bit of guitar. Thank you, Maal Caro Eleven. Eleven. I don't know how to say your name. Ethan says, I heard that the Sound of Silence was written in the future about a biodigital convergence, artificial telepathy. Very interesting. Very interesting. Hippie, not hippie. I think it's spelled both ways. Okay, so as far as the SSP thing, I mean, with as much SSP stuff as I've experienced, there has to be some legitimate people out there. I don't know who they are. I take everybody's stories just, like observing them, not trying to judge them. You know what I mean? I mean, Penny Bradley seems very convincing. She's definitely convinced of it herself, which makes me think that, this stuff is real. She's talking about being forced to take the black goo and stuff like that. I mean, that was the first time that I ever talked to Penny Bradley, was on that interview with Dan Winter. And she seems very convincing. Like, she's not making this stuff up. Like, she definitely went through this stuff. As far as JP goes, I think he's working with the three-letter agencies, and I think he's working with the deep state. I think they're giving him a script. I think that he may have been. I've listened to some of his earlier stuff, and he seemed like he wasn't making it up. It seemed very authentic with the space arcs and stuff like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he'd actually been on those space arcs before and stuff. But as far as these space arcs rising up out of the sea and stuff like this, and saying that these UFOs flying overhead are extraterrestrial and stuff like that, it's like, guys, it doesn't seem authentic to me at all. Yeah, Beth, we can talk about the black goo all you want if you have questions about that. Meka. Okay, cool. Nice to meet you. That's the first time I've ever heard of the name Meka. That's a beautiful name. It's nice to meet you, Meka. Would a real SSP be allowed to speak about it? I mean, yes and no. I would say yes and no. If they are allowed to talk about it, then I would think there is an agenda. There's definitely an agenda behind them being allowed to speak about it. And I don't necessarily see agendas as a benevolent thing, although there can be some benevolent agendas. But in this case, I don't think so. I think that there is a story being manufactured about the disclosure, about, these extraterrestrials coming from the sky and coming to Earth. And, I do believe that there is a new age, that the CIA created the new age to control the spiritual awakening of Earth. And I think that anytime humans start to get to that peak of awareness where, we're about to break through to the next level and kind of like break the matrix, and really break through this mental barrier, I really think that they do a great reset. There's a great reset. There's a great flood. There's some huge world war, and there's something that knocks the whole planet back down into a lower frequency. So that's a great question, Conscious Choice. That's a really good question. There was a show on Apple TV, yeah, called Severance. It's about how Montauk would create alter egos, SSP, soft disclosure. Sure, I've seen a couple of episodes. I couldn't really get into it, but yeah, how they split the consciousness there. It's very interesting. JP himself has said he only talks about things if he gets clearance. So yeah, exactly. I mean, if he's getting clearance to talk about things, then that means there's agenda. I don't trust his handlers. You know what I'm saying? And some of the stuff that his handlers are telling him isn't true. It's just a story, So yeah, be careful there. Yes, Montauk started with super soldiers, but you guys seem to know a lot about this that I don't know. Jacob, do you have spirit guides, energies, entities that you engage with in a sovereign manner with respect to your own current belief system territories? Yes, I do. And it's really interesting because these entities, these beings that I interact with in the sovereign manner are not the ones that are telling you, look at your life, the ones that are at the life review saying, oh yeah, look at your life, review your life, see what you did here, see what you did there, see what you did there. It's like Sophia's not like that at all. I ask her something and she's like, well, what do you think? She's telling me, like, even though I see Sophia as my guide, she's telling me like, I'm not your guide. I'm your sister. I'm just another person. I'm just another version of you. You know what I mean? They're very respectful to my sovereignty, if that makes sense. If I ask a question, I don't get an immediate answer. They're more like, well, you need to look within deeper. You need to get that knowing, that inner knowing, So my guides and, the ones that I engage with in a sovereign manner are all about telling me to go within, to get the answers. I have the answers within me. They don't want to just give me the answers. Okay. And this is a beautiful question. This is just such an amazing question. I'm glad you asked this because this is so important right now in our lives, in all of our lives. This is the most important subject is, are we going to listen to these outside voices, outside noises telling us to do this, telling us to do that? Are we going to take time to go within and really, because that's what this quote unquote game, or that's what this experience is all about. It's all about this test of your discernment, this test of your intuition, and a test of your free will, and a test of your sovereignty. So that's a beautiful question. Thank you for that question. Depends if they can override their alter egos from what I've gathered. Not sure what that is in response to. Because he's very love and light about Nordics. Yeah, Nordics is it's the perfect scapegoat for a projection, for a facade. That's why they use them in the astral. That's why the tall grays and the reptiles use the Nordic looking, avatar as a projection in the astral realms, because they can get close to you, because they look benevolent until you look into their eyes and you look at their lips and you see their intentions. So yeah, I'm pretty wary about that. There's an agenda and narrative concerning this SSP apart from a few people just grifting. Absolutely conscious choice, right on the money. I think they're freaking out about the frequency we be vibing. Yes, they are freaking out about the frequency we be vibing, for sure. Conscious choice. I agree with Jake about the SSP. Hi, Year of the Fire Horse 2026. Where are you from? Are you on the other side of the planet? Reality Alchemists. Where are you from? Are you on the other side of the planet too? If you have not told me where you're from, if you can just please put that in the comments so I can see where you're from and what time it is there. I love to see that. Beautiful. Resonates. Does. They want you to manifest from heart source. The ultimate sovereign truth is that one the individual creates. Exactly, Ethan. Humanity is taking their power back. We've had enough. Yes, rise up. Take your power back. A real guide leads you back to your own discernment. Exactly. It may give you hints which way to search. Yes. Yep. 100% conscious choice. 100%. Okay, reality says, no, Pacific Northwest night owl. So I love this. All right. All right. We love the night owls, the nocturnal. You know, it's pretty interesting. Okay. Khaled. Okay. How do you spell your name? Kayla me. I've seen you multiple times. I see you all the time on YouTube, leaving wonderful, beautiful Lana. Okay. Lana. Thank you so much for all of your beautiful comments in the YouTube chat. It's just such a pleasure to see you here. And you're from New Zealand. 11:21 p.m. Okay. So Saturday night, just turned down the music just outside of Melbourne. Okay, so it's still late. It's late there. 9:21 p.m. Beth, darling. Thank you for that. So I am catching a few people on the other side because, yeah, I think I've been doing the lives around noon. So that would put you guys right in the middle of your sleep pattern. So we have a broad spectrum, midnight for some, midday for others. Yeah, I think even doing these, you know, a couple hours earlier. So like I'm going to put down like maybe 2 a.m., 2 to 3 a.m. here to catch, you know, maybe even midnight, some areas, to catch everybody else on the other side of the planet. You're welcome, Lana. Oh, 10:22 a.m. in Wales. Beautiful. It's so cool that we can, you know, connect from all the different sides of the planet. It's really cool. Okay, so. All right, what else do you guys want to talk about while I've got you here? I don't know. What do you guys think about these space arcs? I'm not too convinced that there are these huge space arcs rising up out of the ocean. You know, as far as this 3-eye atlas thing, I think you guys know my thoughts on that. You know, first it was Oumuamua, you know, then they're saying there's a mothership hiding out in our solar system. Now it's this comet is a Galactic Federation ship. I've heard everything from the Urmah, which there's no Irma on this comet. I'll tell you guys right now that there's the Irma on there, that there's blue avians on there, that there's reptiles on there, that there's, and these people are so convinced of it. They're so convinced of it because they've remote viewed it and they've projected their own what they wish, you know, or maybe they've maybe maybe they have an agenda, you know? Yeah, my dreams were a lot of fun. I was like a hippie. I was a hippie. I had a guitar and I was like singing this Simon and Garfunkel song that doesn't exist in this timeline, well, until now. And so I kept on waking up, and this is a really, really cool thing. If you guys want to remember your dreams better, in order to create a memory, you have to have a significant amount of attention put on a single item or on a single experience, okay? Because there is a frequency mismatch when you're in a higher density, and this is the same reason why why we don't remember everything that happens in our 5D lives in space, because there is a frequency mismatch between that density and the density we're in now. So these densities are mental planes. They're frequency ranges of perception. That's what these densities are. Okay. They're mental fields. So in order to remember your dreams, there has to be a certain amount of attention put on the dream. So if I'm inside of a dream, so in order for me to remember the song, or in order for me even to remember the tune, dun 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 dun, and in order for me even to remember that tune and bring that back from the astral, to bring it back from my dreams, I had to put a significant amount of attention on it. I mean, I had to play that song over and over and over and over my head as I was waking up. And it kept on pulling me back into the dream, just focusing on that song. So I had the intention, I got to plug my phone in here. I had the intention of bringing this song back to Earth, because I'm a musician. No, I froze up for a second there. I'm a musician. I love to play songs. So in order to bring this song back to this reality, I had to place a certain amount of attention on that. And that amount of attention was like an hour. I had to play the song over and over in my head for about an hour. I had to sing it. So I was singing it in the dream. And then as I was waking up, I was still singing it. I was still saying it and still saying it. And then I dreamt that I woke up and I was saying it, but actually I was still dreaming. It's really kind of a loop. So hopefully that helps you guys. Have you ever thought of creating a positive situation for something specific with a group, putting in an effort with shared intention at a certain time and date? It's powerful. Yeah, that's like a group manifestation or group creative visualization thing. I don't know if I've ever done that, but it does sound very powerful. And that's exactly, thank you, Conscious Choice, for bringing that up, because that's exactly the whole point. That's the whole point of this experience, is for us to get together and do exactly that. That's how we create a better world. If you guys haven't liked this video, please like it. I was just doing a test to see if people would come online. Have you ever thought, okay, that would be cool. Was just reading Franz Bardon and creating elementals that guard a place. Elementals are cool. I haven't even heard about the Space Arcs 3i Atlas. I'm just neutral about, because I'm not anything I've experienced. That's a great place to be. Yes, I can see the spectrum of viewpoints and I choose none. That's a beautiful place to be right there. It's like a non-judgmental place. Is it like anchoring it into this density so it can be remembered? Yes, exactly. It's like anchoring into this density. It's a beautiful idea. You know, Jake, the Schumann resonance was spiking recently. What is your take on the Schumann resonance? I've heard people saying 3i Atlas caused that spike. I'm not sure about that. Okay, the Schumann resonance is, you know, the frequency of, I don't know if it's the frequency of the planet or the frequency of the galactic waves. See, there's this really positive energy at the center of the galaxy, and it puts out these pulses, and it puts out these pulses to all of the suns. So all of the suns in the galaxy act as relay stations for this positive wave called the galactic waves. And these are what people think of as like solar flashes and stuff. And these galactic waves hit our planet and makes the Schumann resonance spike. I believe in the Schumann resonance. I believe that it is a thing. Do I believe that 3i Atlas caused that spike? No, I do not. I think that 3i Atlas could just be a projection from Project Bluebeam. I think they're just kind of projecting it out there, and people are picking it up with their telescopes, and they're just playing with everybody's mind. That's my personal thought on it, you know. Or it could just be a comet, or it could be a spaceship. But my you know, I think that it's a psyop personally. I don't think it's causing anything. A related question to this remembering: do schools, etc., work well in the astral? I've heard a lot of people that go and learn a ton of specific skills in the inner earth, etc. Yes, so much of that is going on. There are schools down with the elves and the dwarves and other, you know, entities in inner earth, other beings. Schools constantly. There is, you know, there were some, I call them starseed academies. And if you go back into my old videos, or if you look up Astral Urmah starseed academies, they might pop up in your video feed. They're really old videos, like a year or two old, but there was a, you know, when I was doing the Astral Warriors team that me and Sophia started, or actually Sophia started it. She just used me as a catalyst to gather the people together, to do the Astral Warrior team, which we had before it broke up. I think we did like, I don't know, 5 or 6 really big missions, and then it got infiltrated. But we were at the Starseed Academies, and there's a lot that happens at the Starseed Academies. This like this cool different contests, you know, that people participate in, flying contests and all sorts of stuff. And they got infiltrated by the SSP. Actually, there was military that were coming and invading these things, these academies. And I kind of created a map of where they were at. And one of the most, you know, the most important ones, coincidentally, is at the, where is it? It's in Greece, at the Parthenons, at the Greek Parthenons. And there is a video about the Greek Parthenon Astral Starseed Academy on my YouTube channel. You have to scroll back. Yes, people go and learn a ton of specific skills. The Inner Earth Starseed Academies seem to be a lot safer. They seem to be like more impenetrable than the ones on the surface. Speaking of dreams, I often only remember parts of my dreams, mostly like the same ordinary situations, sometimes with a strange twist. You know, ordinary dreams are so important too. Just your regular dreams and your regular dreaming, like keep a dream journal. If you don't keep a dream journal, start keeping one. Write down your dreams in as much detail as possible. There is so much wisdom to be gleaned from your dreams. If you have not commented yet in the chat section, please comment with where you're from and what time it is. Yes, that's where we are heading, consciously putting our power into every molecule of plasma together. I love that. Yes, exactly. I mentioned my vivid dreams about me being in maybe ancient Egypt and in the far future in my own hometown. Oh, a vitamin B12 dose before sleep, helping a lot with dream states and recall. This is a nice little tidbit for you. I didn't know that. If just one thing, sublingual fast acting. Okay. Yeah, 3-Eye Atlas. Don't give your energy away on that rock, Jim. Exactly. It's just something to get your attention away from your inner self, away from your inner knowing. And it's a test too. You know, it's a test of your discernment and stuff. You ever thought about talking to God? He is the best to go to. Yes, I grew up Christian. I was a Christian for a number of years, up until about 5 years ago when I walked in. I was a very hardcore Christian. I've talked to God countless times. So yeah. Yeah, I won't really tell you what I think about all that now. I just don't want to offend anybody. We are Spock's. You know, Jesus said that, do you not know that you are gods? You know, do you not know that ye are gods? There's something in that. Keep self-loving yourselves forward. Is this personality retained after death? Although same souls are there, kind of replicates created from each reincarnation. Okay, this is a great question from Cheryl Pierce. Is the personality retained after death? Yes. You take your ideas about who you are with you. Okay? So you may not be exactly like you are right now, but whatever idea that you have about what kind of body you have when you die, that body is going to be your filter and your lens for how you see yourself. Okay? And that's going to dictate, you know, how your personality is, what your memories are. See, I'm already accessing other memories of other self. So I'll, you know, I mean, when I die, I'm just going back to my immersion pod anyway. But if I was to die from, you know, from 5D, from space, from immersion, if I was to die, I'd probably pop right back close to source, if not to source, really quickly, because I'm not really attached to this identity. I'm more of a collective 5D sort of mindset, if that makes sense. But a lot of people are very, very attached to the idea of who they are. And you do take that idea with you. So you take that personality with you after you die. And that's why, you know, you can get quote unquote trapped. Now, the only way really to get trapped is to trap yourself or to give away your sovereignty. And that happens, you know, if, you know, it happens a lot and I'm seriously don't want to offend anybody, but it happens a lot to Christians and religious people because they believe in something greater than themselves. And if you believe in something greater than yourselves, you're giving your sovereignty away to that entity. And that entity, there's a facade. That entity isn't exactly what you think the entity is. There's something behind that entity. So when you die and you see angels and they give you your life review, there's some entity, there's a consciousness behind the angels. Those angels aren't just necessarily angels. They're there to guide you back into the reincarnation process. I do believe that that is true. I haven't seen anything to negate that. So cool. Yeah, I originally found you through Rich West. Yeah, Rich West is my best friend. He's basically my dad in multiple, countless lifetimes. So we both have a very, very strong connection with Sophia and the girls up there. Just a cool guy. I learned a lot from him. Yeah, I talk to him on the phone all the time. Rich West is wonderful. He's the best. He's the best. Denmark, 11:36. Berlin, 11:36. Thank you guys for letting me know what time it is. That must be 11:36 a.m. Yeah, 11:36 a.m. Okay. South Africa, 12:36. So I'm getting you guys right in the middle of the day. That's good. Denmark, almost noon. Thank you. Karsten. Everything is infinite of perspectives. Yes, exactly. 3-eye atlas, third eye is like subliminal word spelling programming. Yes, it is. Definitely. Definitely. Renegron. Everything is infinite. Infinite perspectives. We're just a point of attention within these infinite perspectives, you know, seeing and perceiving our experience. 10:38 a.m. in the UK. Thanks, Jake. You've inspired me to get back into the OBE practices again. You are welcome, Lee. How can you be so sure, bud? I'm not so sure about anything. I am in the moment, but you know, I question things. I question things all the time. But as far as how can I be so sure? Well, you know what I am sure of? I'm sure of my experiences. My experiences is my reality, and that's true for me. I'm not trying to impose that upon anybody else, or I'm not trying to project that upon anybody else. And I'm very careful. I don't like it when people project things onto me. You know what I mean? So I can be so sure of my own experiences with my own reality and my own truth. That's what I am 100% sure of. And that changes from whatever point of view that I'm looking at things from. I can hold multiple points of view that are actually contradictory. So I can see from your angle too. And that's just, you know, when you can see from other people's points of view without judging them, that's expanding your consciousness. That's very, very much so expanding your consciousness. Hey, Jake, what's the best way to activate your pineal gland? Man. I mean, I can think of a few synthetic ways, like, you know, doing, you know, doing psychedelics and stuff. But if you do psychedelics, you really want to get to a place where you've broken through all of the fear, and you get to this place and you bring it back. That's how to open your pineal gland, is when you have these experiences, and you can have them naturally too. I mean, you know, go out in nature, you know, just sit in the sun by a waterfall, you'll feel the light. And what happens is, just like I was talking about bringing back that song from the astral, bringing back that song from my dreams, you do the same thing. You put your attention on this experience in this moment. So in those moments, guys, in those moments when your heart is just completely open and your crown is just completely open and you're seeing this stuff and you're experiencing, and it's just this bliss experience, that doesn't have to end. You don't ever have to come down. You can bring that back to this density. And that's what we're doing. That's why we're here. We're here to anchor that frequency. So to me, that's the best way to activate your pineal gland. I don't know if that answers your question. I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of ideas of how to do it. You can also just place your point of attention on your pineal gland and just hold it there. Hold it there in silence and it will open. That's what I do. I look AI generated. Doesn't everything seem to look AI generated these days? I am not AI. That's pretty funny. Hey, Karsten, you don't need me to come back to Earth, people, after death. Yeah, you don't need to come back to Earth after death. You really don't. What Dan Winter tech or any hardware tech is best for conscious dreaming? Hyperdimensional resonator, Steve Gibbs, used inside a large frame period. Sounds one of the best. Not try to get anybody. You know, I use the Phi Ray and the Theraphi, but the Phi Ray is amazing tech. I originally started using that because I was having so much interference from the SSP and the electromagnetic frequencies that they were targeting me with. So the Phi Ray, it produces an energy field that blocks out all of those electromagnetic, harmful, destructive frequencies. And you can just kind of like take a deep breath and relax for a second without being bombarded by all of this stuff. It actually helps your toroid to like implode so you can lucid dream better. So it is the go-to tech for me when I do like to use that. It does help. And if you're interested in getting a Phi Ray, contact me. I will put you in touch with Dan Winter and get you a discount on that. My email is astralurmah@gmail.com. Thank you for that question. New Zealand, 23:41 p.m. It's Sunday. Wow. Wow, it's Sunday already. It's Sunday some places. That's crazy to me. I'm just starting my Saturday. Oh, Europeans don't use AM, PM. Got you. Cape Town, 12:43. Fair call. The only truth is your own. There is no absolute truth. Exactly. You know, what shape is the cloud in the sky? Yeah, that's beautiful right there. That's beautiful. 8 billion different answers, all correct. Infinite ways up the mountain. I totally agree. I totally agree with that. The only truth is your own. Said hi. Hi, Nina Popovic. Truth is like an ability of authentic oneness to see through. Oh, that's a beautiful thought. That is a beautiful thought. I like that. Life becomes art. Thank you, Beth. 3-eye, third eye of the alpha. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. The 3-eye atlas, third letter of the alphabet, CIA. Truth in plain sight. It's always truth in plain sight with these people. Hi, Irma. Thank you for telling me your experience. It's 10:40 in England. Can I ask, can you name 3 tools like the armillary ring you was talking about the other day? Thanks again. Let's see. 3 tools I use in the astral. The armillary ring, I have it's like a cattle prod, but it like releases electricity. So when like the dark clouds start to come in, you know, you can run towards the dark clouds with this, like, it's like a staff. It's like a staff of electricity. Let's see. What else other tech do I use in the astral or items? Armillary's ring. I mean, besides my wings and my boots and my flight gear, I don't know. You know, I have gauntlets. You know, I have gloves that go down here. Honestly, a lot like Thanos. Thanos's gauntlets. I have gauntlets like that I use, and I shoot fireballs. So I'd say the gauntlets, the cattle prod looking electrical thing, and my armillary ring, and I have a bracelet. I have an armillary bracelet as I use as well. And I can pull it off and I can open it up, and then I can open it up even further and step inside of it. And that will take you up higher. If you can't fly, you can use this. It will help you fly. Thank you for that question. You look and sound natural, Jake. That's because I am not an AI. Thank you. Thank you so much. Greetings from Ireland. Team Light, unite the collective. Yes. Okay, this is a world of perception, therefore 8 billion relative truths. For absolute truth, you have to transcend the space-time world, but you can't define what it is. It is. Thank you. Okay. That's it. I've gotten through all of the questions, it seems like. 28 people are here. Thank you all. If you guys, I'm here. I'm just waking up now. I really wanted to just come online and see how many people would come online and see, because we've been getting. Thanks for the late night live stream, and nice to meet all of you beautiful, like-minded people. That is my exact same sentiment. Have a great day, everybody. I share in all that sentiment. If there's any last minute questions, I don't have all the answers. I'll tell you that right now. If I don't know something, I will tell you I don't know. And there's a lot of stuff I don't know. I haven't studied a lot of people. You know, I haven't read a lot of books. I just I have my own experiences. And you know, I study, you know, 1 or 2 people, and then that's my thing. So all right. Love and hugs. All is well. All right. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for, you know, sharing your frequency with the group. And for giving me all this information. You guys gave me the information that I need now in order to, you know, do a live stream. So what time do you guys think about is the best time to do a live stream? Do you think around 2 or 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time? That would really probably work well for a lot of people. That's what I'm thinking. I love you all. And I will see you on the next live stream. I'll try to warn you ahead of time. If you guys are not in the, you know, the Astral Urmah chat on Telegram, please join the Astral Urmah chat on Telegram. That way I can just tell you when I'm going to do the live streams, and you guys can, you know, can see it that way. Also available for one-on-one sessions, or if you just need to talk, whether you have money or you don't, get a hold of me. Just email me. I'm willing to talk to all you guys in the chat. All right, I'm gonna go get some coffee and start my day. I'm doing a live stream today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be doing a live stream and answering some questions. I don't know if I can come up with a subject to talk about. I've mostly just been answering questions for 2 to 4 hours. So yeah, thank you all. It was nice to meet you all and get to know your real names. And I will see you in the next live stream and talk to you in the comment section in YouTube or on Telegram or on email. I'm always available to get a hold of. So bye, everybody.